Killington is the largest ski resort in eastern North America, and in this video I'll show you what it's like to visit in spring. Located in Vermont, USA, about 4 hours drive from New York or about 2.5 from Boston, Killington is a hugely popular resort with a season that can run throughout May and even to early June if conditions allow. We visited the Beast, as it's affectionately known, midweek in April 2024, when it felt like we had the entire mountain almost to ourselves with no queues at all. And despite only being around 6 weeks until the end of the official season, a recent storm meant there was still plenty of snow to enjoy. This was our first time visiting Killington, so this video also shows what to expect as a day tripper at this time of year. Everything that I show you was filmed on that April day trip. Towards the end of the season, most of the action is centred around the K1 base lodge at 2,500 feet, and in April we were able to drive pretty much up to the entrance. There's free parking in the official K1 car park on a first come first served basis, although I believe you can pay to reserve a spot if preferred. That said, you can also park for free on the side of the access road about 2 minutes walk away, and a shuttle bus also runs from lower down the mountain. See how close the K1 gondola is to the K1 building. You just step outside and you're on the lift. As you enter K1 Lodge, you'll see escalators leading to the bar, restaurant and seating areas, more about which in just a moment, while on the left are a well-stocked shop, ticketing and rentals. All tickets and equipment rentals at Killington must be booked online via their app or website, and for day tickets they operate dynamic pricing, so the sooner you book, the more you're likely to save. An adult day pass can cost as much as $180 for the busiest dates, but as the season reaches its final weeks, you'll be paying closer to $100, with further discounts of say around 20% or so if you can plan a few days ahead. Even booking the day before should see some discounts, so where possible, don't buy on the day itself. Youth tickets from ages 7 to 17 and senior tickets are also sold at lower prices. Your online ticket should then be applied to a physical RFID card at the lodge kiosks, and first timers can buy one of these cards for $5. This ground floor of the K1 Lodge has plenty of seating areas to get ready, along with lockers, toilets and water fountains. If you need to rent gear, this is where you'll pick it up and get fitted, although like the lift tickets, you'll also need to book this online first. It is possible to book tickets or rentals on the day using their free Wi-Fi though. You can rent ski or board packages with boots and bindings, or minus the boots if you brought your own. You can also rent clothing if you like. You're looking at around $99 for adult packages without clothing, or $79 for youths up to 17 years old. We rented snowboard packages with Killington providing entry-level Burton LTR boards with step-in boots and bindings. Once you're dressed, you can head straight outdoors to the K1 gondola, but let's have a quick look around the K1 Lodge first as it's really nice. Head up the escalators and you'll enter an enormous open plan area with loads of seating and vast windows with commanding views of the base area. There's comfy sofas by the window and plenty of outdoor seating too if you prefer, around a couple of fire pits, along with an old gondola pod that's been converted into a fun relaxing area with a table to eat your snacks or plan your next route. When we visited, the dedicated brew bar was sadly shut, but you can still grab a coffee from the restaurant, which was also serving a selection of dishes from a reduced menu. There's soup for $14, sandwiches from $17 and burgers from $20. There's also a pizza section that's open at busier times. As for the mountain, Killington is a large resort for the eastern side of North America with plenty of runs to keep you busy. The Bear Mountain area to the left of the map here was mostly closed when we visited in April, but since this mostly consists of double black diamond runs, it's only going to impact the most advanced skiers or riders. Given the time of year, there were inevitably a few other runs or cut-throughs that were closed, but there was still a wide selection open to suit everyone from beginners to advanced skiers and riders. Most runs from the peak at 4,241 feet were cruisy blue runs, although many were punctuated with green options to crisscross down the mountain with an easier route if you prefer. As you'll see from this footage filmed on the day we visited, there was hardly anyone else around. Now I've seen some crazy videos of Killington on its busier days, but this was the polar opposite, with no queuing for any lifts and many sections of the mountain completely empty. Of course, conditions at any ski resort in spring can vary widely on weather, but on this day, in mid-April, there was lots of snow still on open runs and hardly any slushy, sticky or patchy surfaces to contend with. Killington is well known for its investment in infrastructure and snowmaking, and this is also reflected in the prices of day lift passes. The facilities and conditions were certainly very good, but equally it's one of the most expensive resorts we've ever visited, at least in terms of buying a one-day pass. That said, it's also a huge area even with spring closures, so if you're looking for a big area with great facilities in this part of the world, it still comes highly recommended. And if your budget is lower, there are still plenty of smaller resorts in the area to try out. So tell me in the comments if you've visited Killington and which are your favourite resorts either in North America or indeed anywhere else in the world. Speaking of which, you may also enjoy my video about skiing in Japan, and I'm also going to be making one about a visit to Le Massif near Quebec City very soon. So if you're interested in my videos here, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Which only leaves me to thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.